So over the last 3 years of running, I've learned a few things, and today I would like to put that into a small video, just points of what I've learned over the last 3 years, coming through the trials and the hurdles that I have. Haven't done hurdles, but you understand what I'm saying. So on my way to a wedding in Belfast, and yeah, I'm just going to drop in throughout today and give you a few points. I've got different points wrote down of things that I've learned, obstacles I've came through, things I've realised. So let's get to Belfast, photograph this wedding, and I'll drop in throughout the day. So I try and encourage people to go running at times, and one thing they say a lot to me is that they can't run because of injuries like the sore knees or whatever. And what I would say is if you fall into that category, if you think you'll never be a runner because you've got sore legs or sore calves or whatever, I would say just get into it and try it. I was exactly like that. I thought my calves were so sore and tight that I could never run and my knees were too sore. You need to start off slow. You need to get out and just get into it. And there's no other way of saying it, but just get started, go slow, and you'll be fine. Whenever you start running, it's so easy to get caught up in setting goals and doing things like, I think I made the mistake too early of trying to set a goal really quickly and trying to do things that I shouldn't have been doing, like, trying to get faster, looking at my 5k time and, right, let's get below 30 minutes, and I'd only started running a month, and at the end of the day, it's just like, it's just not the right thing to do. Sorry, I'm not. It's not what you should be doing at the beginning. Like, you should be spending time getting your legs used to it. So as I said a minute ago, getting out the door and running is a big thing for a lot of people, and if that's you or if you've just started, you might be going through a lot of pain in your knees or your shins, or I had shin splints for a number of I had the shin splints really bad for a year, and like in a sense I just ran through it, but it is so painful, and it's not enjoyable to run at the start, like it really isn't, but it does come. So yeah, I was just thinking, like, yes, go out the door and go and do it. You can do it. You can be a runner, and you do have to suffer that pain, yes, but like, enjoy that as much as you can. I know that sounds a bit stupid, but like, enjoy it. Don't start setting goals of like trying to beat times, because you'll just end up injured. You'll end up being frustrated because you have to stop. So like, just enjoy that process of getting a little bit more of it, getting more easy, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. I remember running for 2 months before I felt like I could run a bit further, and that was like 5k 3 times a week, for 8 weeks, and then I suddenly felt like I could run a bit longer. So yeah, so that's it really. I need to get into this hotel. I actually have a sandwich to eat. I said I was going to eat healthy from today, but it's not happening. Definitely not healthy. Okay, see you soon.
Then you let me down again, close the door. I know I should leave.
So the other thing is, build up your miles gradually. Don't be looking at other people out there, friends and family, or people on YouTube who are doing 30, 40, 50, 60 mile weeks. See, at the beginning, I know I started off doing 5k 3 times a week, really, that's too much for some people. So if you're doing 1 mile or half a mile or whatever, just stick with it. Stick with that and build it up slowly. Again, you don't want to get injured. And you're only fooling yourself, really. Okay.
As above, so below. I like to watch you closely. You're looking toward the stars for all the answers that you hold inside you. The cool moonlight takes us tonight. Let our souls collide. Fall into this moment with you when everything aligns. Come around the world with me. If only we could be so lucky. There is so much more that's out there for us to see. When we touch, spark ignites. Keep that flame blazing high. I trace your steps through my mind.
So if I was to do it all again, 100%, I would do more strength training. I think it's really important to get that strength in around the knees and the ankles, and especially single leg exercises. That's something that I concentrate on now. Not even heavy weights, just getting your balance right in single leg is really beneficial, and it's something I wish I knew at the beginning. I started running to lose weight actually. It wasn't really that, yes, I wanted to get fit, but the most important thing to me was losing a bit of weight. I was about 3.5 stone overweight, and to me running was going to get me there. Now, I went on a diet and did lose some weight, but through time I just went back into the old eating habits, and I thought because I was a runner, because I was doing loads of miles, I thought I could eat what I want. So my message here really is that's not the case. You can't outrun a bad diet, and that's so true. Like I ran 2,000 miles one year and put weight on, albeit only a bit, but you know, you really need to clean your diet up. And another thing I've noticed is if you're eating an unhealthy diet, you don't feel like running and you won't run as good. Like if you're out doing speed sessions and stuff, if you get to the stage where you're doing that, or maybe you're already at that stage, eating unhealthy during the day and trying to go out at night time, it just doesn't work. Equally, eating a really bad diet at night time and trying to go out the next morning, do a long run or do anything like that, like it's just recipe for disaster. You'll end up in the hedge having to, you know what, it's happened multiple times with me, and yeah, it's not nice. So, you know, the good thing about running is through time it's just taught me that my diet's everything, and if I want to feel good and I want to run good, I need to eat good. Do you know, I feel so lucky that I stopped drinking alcohol whenever I was in my late 20s. Like, I'm 43 now coming, and I haven't drunk alcohol in 15 years. I had a bit of a problem with it before that, and I just couldn't stop. And I took do you know what, I abused my body really badly. But I couldn't imagine running the way I'm running now and drinking alcohol. I don't think it would work. So, to me, even though I have no experience in this, well, I can. Whenever I was younger, like I tried to get into fitness a few times and it just didn't work. If you're going out drinking on a Saturday night or a Sunday night and expecting to progress through the week, whatever type of fitness you're doing, it's just not going to work. So stay off the alcohol. If you're at the stage where you're thinking about doing a couple of races, just go for it. I know it can be a bit daunting for some people, getting out with a crowd of people and jumping into a race situation. You're racing against yourself. It's the most enjoyable thing, even if you start off with the smallest one possible. Getting into that culture of, like, you know, racing at the weekends or having like one a month or whatever, even if you just go slow, get involved, get into it. It's just so good. For me, that's what running is all about. Having those times on your own when you're out running just by yourself, and then getting into group settings where you're racing and pushing your fitness every now and again. But after you've built that base, certainly get into a run, get into some races, and just go and enjoy yourself. And with that, I would say join a running community. Like I have a running club. I don't get to it that much, but it's so good being able to go out and run with people on a weekly or daily basis. It makes so much difference pushing yourself with other people. Whenever you're out on your own, it feels like you have to, or sometimes like I hold back. So sometimes I really hold back and don't push myself as much as I would. As opposed if I was with other people, then they kind of push you on. The running community is awesome. There's so many friendly people around. So not that I didn't know, but I didn't join a running club for 2 years after I started running, and I wish I'd done it earlier.
We act like a fool, not aware we're troublemakers. Sometimes we try to be cool, not being good.
First pair of running shoes I ever had, like, I didn't even know if they were daily trainers. I had no knowledge of what they were running, like for speed, for miles, daily, whatever. I had absolutely no clue. Somebody just recommended a pair of Saucony trainers and I bought them. Before that I had something like Nike Air Max, and they weren't even running trainers. So learn about trainers. Like I really wish I'd done that before. I did. I just like put about 700 miles onto the one pair, and they ended up hurting my feet. My ankles got actually sore over time, and I do believe that was something to do with the trainers that I was wearing. So learn about them, go and invest in a good pair, especially a good daily pair, something that you can put a load of miles on. Something like New Balance 1080s I have at the minute. I think I don't know what version it is, but they're a very good shoe. Saucony Triumph, very stable pair of daily trainers that I've had 3 pairs of them actually, and I really like them. So you'll find ones that you like, go and try them on, but find them wherever you can, and get a couple of good pairs. Don't worry so much about the racing ones until you get into the races really. The first watch I had really was just for, seeing how many miles I'd done, and it didn't do heart rate or anything. I would say don't get too involved in that until you do understand all the metrics. Like just go out and run and enjoy it, and get out into the fresh air and get sun in your face, and just enjoy it, and don't worry so much about how many miles you've done or what time you're doing it in. But when you do, get yourself a good watch. Like, I don't think you need to spend loads of money. Like, I have a Garmin 245, and it's lasted me the last 3 years, 2.5 years since I've had it, and it does a great job. Sometimes I get these notions about getting a better one or more expensive one, and at the end of the day I don't need that. So like, I'm not going to, I'm just going to keep the one I have. Same with all the clothes. Like, you need so minimal stuff. To me, one of the most important things after shoes is finding a good pair of socks. I found ones that don't give any blisters or anything, and I just use more or less the same brand most of the time. I have a few other ones that I use, but I've got ones that I trust. They're actually really cheap, and yeah, I use them for most of my runs. Make sure and find clothes that don't chafe. I'm talking about chafing. If you are a man like me and a bit heavy in the chest, like, get tape over your nipples. The first time I ever had like nipple rub, I come home with, you thought somebody put 2 bullets in my chest. Like, it was so sore. Jumping into the shower after that first run with my nipples bleeding was the sorest thing ever. And I ended up buying these things online, like, to put over your nipples, and they were costing me like, I don't know, 10 or 12 pound every month or two to buy these things. And then I realised that normal medical tape, if you just buy that, £1 for a roll, tape up your nipples and away you go. That does the job. So yeah, just find out the places that you chafe and sort it out early. Remember to do it before every run. So anyway, we're just about to do a speeches this wedding. I better go and get that done. FA Cup final today, and most of the wedding are watching it. So yeah, most of the wedding are watching the FA Cup final. Man United are winning 2-0 at the minute. I'm not that big into football, but do you know what? My son supports Man United, so I would like them to win. So. So another day done. Getting home from today's wedding at a very good time. Which is so good because like last Monday I shot a wedding and I was leaving Donegal, which is 2 hours and 5-10 minute drive from me. I was leaving at 11:30, 25 to 12, and it's now 8:30. Well, it's 20:09. So it's so good. My advice to you would be just to enjoy your runs, enjoy running, don't get too obsessed with numbers. And also, something I didn't know about at the start actually was Strava. I really like Strava as a social media platform, you know, for exercise, for runners and cyclists and different things. If you're not on it, get onto it. It's such a good community, and they have a shoe tracking option on there, so I would keep track of my shoes, how many miles I've got on them through Strava. And yeah, it's just so good. You can log in and see other people in your club, what they're running, you know, encourage each other, and it's good for tracking your data as well. I used to use Training Peaks. I don't actually use it anymore. I just didn't really feel like I was using it to its potential, so don't use that. So just between the Garmin app, because I have a Garmin watch, between the Garmin app and Strava, that's the two sort of it's the two apps that I would use for running. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video, maybe a bit dragged out there. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, whatever you're doing in the world today, and happy running guys. Chat to you soon.